It is time for another summer of the Westknits Surprise Sock Along. So let's dive into some of those juicy mini skein kit palettes for the knit along and take a look at the past designs and get excited for a summer of surprise sock knitting. If you haven't done a surprise sock along before, it's a mystery style knit along, similar to my fall mystery shawl knit along, but with some socks. So the past 2 years, we did the contrast blast socks for the first surprise sock along. And then we did the color opportunity socks last year with really fun welts, textures, I-cord, short rows. So it's gonna be a surprising new sock design called Delectible Collectible. And what that means is you need to collect 5 delectable mini skeins, something like this, in a contrast style color palette. So 5 mini skeins. You can use any yarn that you like to knit the Delectible Collectible socks. So you could get some juicy pinks and purples, or a Delectable Collectible neon color palette from Walk Collection. So 5 mini skeins, and use any yarn that you like, leftovers, mini skeins, dive into full skeins, and then you have leftovers for a shawl. But if you want to get a kit, we'll have a lot of colors that are now available at Stephen Penelope, and each kit will include 5 mini skeins, and we have hand-dyed kits from Dark Omen, so you can find a 5 contrast color palette from Dark Omen yarns. Walk Collection is dyeing some really fun speckles and semi-solids. So this is the contrast style of this year's Delectable Collectible socks. From Walk Collection, Dark Omen, and Twisted Ambitions is doing some mini skein kits as well with his beautiful sweet sock mini skein base. All 3 dyers are gonna have a rainbow of options. So if you like neutrals or blues or greens, I'll walk you through some of those color palettes we have at Stephen and Penelope. But if you like the full surprise factor, each dyer this year is offering a mystery kit. So we have a certain number of them. So you gotta jump fast on those mystery kits. And Twisted Ambitions is gonna be doing a bright mystery, really bright summery colors, and there's gonna be a dark contrast in that kit to really make the bright colors pop. So if you want surprise colors and you don't wanna know what your colors look like in advance, then get one of those bright mystery kits from Twisted Ambitions. And Dark Omen Yarns is doing a moody mystery. So that's for you jewel tone lovers. Deep teal, fuchsia, purpley tones. So really moody colors will be from Dark Omen, and quite speckalicious in those dye techniques from Dark Omen. That's the moody mystery, and we'll have a beachy mystery from Walk Collection. Bright, light, summery, soft tones with some little color pops sprinkled in there. So a beach mystery, moody mystery, and bright mystery this year for those of you that like the full surprise. If you're a control freak and you need to know what your colors look like in advance, you don't know what the sock design is gonna be, so maybe you want a little bit of control. So we have a lot of color palettes where you can see all of the colors in advance, and this is one of the Walk Collection kits and the contrast style. You could do some gold, purple, blue, different colors in different color families, and it's totally fine to incorporate some speckled colors, like this Walk Collection speckled colorway called Believe. So you can have some mixed colors in there, but it's really good to have them contrasting against some solids. So if you have 1 or 2 speckled colors, I recommend getting the rest of your colors quite solid and contrasting. Here's another example of some speckles that you could incorporate into your Delectable Collectible socks, but then it's nice to have something really bright or really dark next to those speckles so it doesn't get too blended. There's gonna be a lot of little details and a lot of techniques to learn in this year's sock design. So with all those little details and the colors dancing around each other, you wanna see some crisp clarity in the color contrast. So what that might mean for a more monochrome palette, like all these neutrals, you could focus on warm browns, but then get a series of light to dark with your colors. So you have something really, really light and something really, really dark, and that's gonna make sure that you have a good bouncing type of color relationship where the colors will reflect off of each other and not bleed and blend too much into each other with all the little itty bitty details. For you blue-green lovers, this is a kit from Dark Omen Yarns, and this is a really nice way to mix colors of a similar family, but having something really light and speckly. There's another speckled color there, but those are gonna work really well because there's something very light and solid and very dark and solid to contrast against the busier tones. I love this Mandrake colorway. It's like it has these like neutral moments and then lime green and a little bit of a blue turquoise splash with this kit. Some of the pink purple palettes, something like this is really bright and summery, really, really light, very bright, and some splashy fun colors mixed with that from Walk Collection. And I also love mixing different colors from other families. So to go really bold, you could mix pink and green and lime. Something like this would be a little garden party for your socks. Also from Walk Collection. This is very solid. It'll be very dynamic in the contrast, very graphic contrast for your socks with that type of palette. And Twisted Ambitions is our other dyer, all the way from my home state of Oklahoma. And they are very juicy, saturated colors with some speckles. There's lots of blue tones for you blue color lovers. This is really saturated and beautiful denim aubergine gold tones in this kit. So exciting. It's going to be really fun to see all of these different types of contrasts and palettes come to life in the design. This is a really great example of seeing that multicolor, but it's going to work well because it's with some contrasting solids. So if you really like that speckly, splashy effect in your socks, make sure it's with some solid contrast colors. This is just fabulous and unexpected. Those beautiful pinky purple colors and then a bright turquoise to contrast against them. So again, the mystery palettes from Twisted Ambitions are going to be very bright focused. So you'll see some bright combinations of 5 colors for the bright mystery. Ooh, look at this one. This is one of the kits. You can see the colors in advance from Twisted Ambitions. There'll be bright mystery colors and they're all custom, hand dyed, especially for the socks. So all the colors you're gonna get in one of the mystery kits are 5 brand new colors. Brights from Twisted Ambitions, 5 new moody speckly colors from Dark Omen, and 5 new custom colors with the beach inspiration. Sandy, peachy, blue water, that relaxing vibe for your Delectible Collectible socks. We're gonna start knitting in August. The cast on is July 29th, right before August. So the month of August, we'll be knitting this year's socks every Tuesday. So every Tuesday, you'll get a surprise PDF update divided into 4 clues. You might be familiar with that 4 clue distribution from the mystery shawl, but the difference with the socks is it's much less knitting. You can totally finish a full clue in a few days. Some of the clues are shorter. In the first week, you're gonna get a really good idea of how all the colors are gonna work together. So don't worry about your color order until we cast on July 29th. That'll be a Tuesday, July 29th for the cast on. And to participate, you just need to get the pattern, Delectible Collectible Socks on Ravelry or Westknits.com. And you'll be getting the PDF updates when you purchase the pattern. You'll get those automatic updates. And the intro PDF you get when you sign up will have all the needle, notions, any of that gauge information that you need in advance to select your size. We're gonna do 4 sizes this year. So if you have a petite, small foot, there's a really small size for size 1, and I have a really big foot, so I'm doing, I think I did size 3 in my sock. Yeah, I think I did size 3 in mine, and there's a size 4 for wider circumferences. So you can customize the size to fit perfectly for your foot. All right, last thing for these kit options is the goodies. We do goodies every year with these fun knit-alongs, and this year we're bringing back our fun sock project bag. And this year we have a beautiful light lavender sock knitter for life graphic on the front of this bag. So it's a very cute little mini tote that you can fit on your wrist and knit whether you're traveling, on vacation, or knitting, going to the cafe to meet your friends. And all 5 mini skeins are gonna fit in this little sock project bag. These are just available in the kits. So we just have these bags for you kit collectors and some goodies inside. So every kit will come with the 5 mini skeins and some soak wool wash for you to wash your socks after you finish the knit along. And there's this little drawstring bag, this wool care bag with these, we put these wooden, I think there's 5 of these in here. Yeah, 5 little wooden moth-proof balls. So put these into your sock drawer, and anything that helps with any future moth invasions is awesome. So a little wool care package for you, and some stickers. Malia designed these super cute, ooh, there we go, these super cute little sock graphics. So we have drama and sock superstar, best friends, totally socktacular. So a set of 4 collectible stickers and your yarn to cast on. So I hope you're gonna have fun with this year's sock design. It's one of those patterns that I just couldn't put down as I was knitting it. It's gonna be completely different vibe to the last 2 years. We started with 2 colors for the contrast blast, and this year we've got 5 colors to play with. All 5 colors are quite equal throughout the design, so there's not really a dominant main color. You're gonna use all 5 colors quite equally, so that's very different from the Contrast Blast 2-tone design, and also different from last year's Funky Construction, and this had a main color for the Color Opportunity socks last year. I love this unusual method to construct socks going sideways in the leg last year, and these short rows on the top of the foot. This was really fun with just 3 contrast colors and 1 main color last year. So each year is a different kind of contrast vibe. It's gonna be a lot of fun to mix your colors together. So get creative, try one of the kits, or we have lots of single mini skeins if you wanna be particular and choose your perfect color palette for the surprise sock along. So I can't wait to knit along with you. Signups are now live on Ravelry and Westknits.com. Kits are over at StephenandPenelope.com, and we'll ship those out this month in plenty of time for you to wind every color for the first clue, July 29th. So can't wait to see you there, and happy sock knitting.